I mean, technically that's the same as this year, but there was just one offline premiere. The biggest prize pool? Hold on. No way. No, that's actually crazy. 1 million of first place? So what you just saw there was Capcom's announcement for Capcom Cup X, Capcom Cup for next year, the first season of Street Fighter 6, and it's going to be a total prize pool of more than $2 million, and first place gets $1 million. And to help us understand, how big of a deal this is, let me take you through the history of Capcom Cup prize pools and fighting game prize pools in general. So Capcom Cup 2013 started off to a very modest beginning. Prize pool $10,000 in total, only 8 players actually, so a lot of people I think didn't even know this was a Capcom Cup. But first place was Sako with Evil Ryu and $6,000. Like $6,000 is a good amount of money, but it's not life-changing in any sense, and it's not going to get heads turning, a lot of eyes on the game. It's just, a good amount of money for Sako to win from this tournament. So one more year rolls around, Capcom Cup 2014, 56K prize pool, doubled in people entered. So 16 people actually qualified for this Capcom Cup. Momochi took first place, 36K for him, 15K for Shion, 5K for Luffy. Actually crazy. No one else from the tournament won any prize money. It was only top 3 that got paid out. Still, a good amount of money. Actually, a really good to have from prize winnings for a given year, but still not life-changing for Momochi, I would think. But then the next year in 2015, we got what at the time was a crazy announcement of the prize pool, and it really started to feel like Capcom Cup was this big world championship thing.
What is the prize?
What is his potential?
What is the prize pool for Capcom Cup now?
So the total prize pool is 250K. So half of
and you can tell Mike Ross is shocked because that is way more than any other prize pool in fighting game history. So as he said, the last Capcom Cup for Street Fighter 4, 250K for the total prize pool. Kazunoko took almost half of that with 120K, Daigo in second with 60K. So a very large amount of money for Street Fighter for the very first time in history. And it stayed that way throughout Street Fighter 5. So Capcom started doing these skins, like CPT packs where you bought a stage and a couple of character colors and skins for like $20. $10 of that went to the prize pool, and that adds up. And the more people that buy it, the more that adds up. And the 120K turned into 230K for NuckleDu, which is a crazy life-changing amount of money in 2016. 2017, Mena RD, a 17-year-old kid from the Dominican Republic, 250K went into his bank account. You see the trend. 2018, Gachi-kun won 250K as well. Aidam won 250K in 2019. Not really sure what happened this year. I think they stopped doing the skins or something, but Mena only walked away with 120K, still like in the same vicinity of the prize pool as before. But then we get this announcement for Street Fighter 6 for next year at Capcom Cup number 10, and it is just an entire different scale of prize money. There's always talk about the FGC being broke, but this isn't even large in terms of the FGC. This is large in terms of esports as a whole, which is crazy. Like, take a look at the prize pool for Valorant Champions 2022, basically the world championships of Valorant. Riot's tactical FPS is way more popular than Street Fighter, at least right now. Hopefully Street Fighter 6 can change that. Probably not. But this was a prize pool of $1 million for their world championships, $300,000 to first place. And this is a team game. So actually each player got like 60K for this, for the 5-person team. I think the actual amount was higher than this actually, because they did have money from skins as well, but still this is about the same as Capcom Cup is these days, like the amount that Mena just won from Capcom Cup 9. Same thing for the League of Legends World Championships, and this was a competition that got millions of viewers. There was a huge storyline between DRX and T1. Even I tuned in, even though I barely knew what was happening. But if you look at the prize pool, it's $2 million total. $489,000 for first, 300K for second. Each player gets like about 100K or less. So even within the realm of esports as a whole, not just the FGC, this is going to get a lot of heads turning. People are going to have to pay attention to this because of how many zeros there are at the end of this. And then there's the question of what happens to the other fighting games, because their prize pools are nowhere near this, at least as of now. So Guilty Gear Strive, which I think is actually more popular than Street Fighter V, this is the prize pool of their current world tour, the Arc Revo World Tour, and it's about the same scale as Capcom Cup, 100k for the total prize pool, 50k for first. But if this doesn't, increase to the scale of the Street Fighter 6 prize pool next year, $1 million for first, which I don't think it will, I could definitely see Strive being overshadowed by a lot in terms of both how many competitive players play the game, because I feel like a lot of Strive players that aren't like at the top might even switch to Street Fighter 6 when it comes out and might start playing that only instead of Strive. Fighting game competitors have to decide what to dedicate their time to, and right now Street Fighter 6 is just that much ahead of the curve, and it's that way for every fighting game. I was talking before about how people always call the FGC broke, and that's because it is. This is the prize pools of EVO, which is our most prestigious tournament, the largest open tournament of the year for every fighting game, and these are the prize pools, which are way less than $2 million. They are basically 100 times less. Let's take a look at Strive, which actually had the most prize pool, the most entrants, 2,000 entrants, and first place only got $9,000. That is more than 100 times less than the $1 million someone is going to win for Street Fighter 6 Capcom Cup 10. And I don't think anyone expected this out of Capcom. I think most people thought that Project L, which was Riot's fighting game, would be the first time that we saw this kind of money and attention. But the future is starting now. It's not waiting for Project L, which doesn't have a release date. Project L isn't coming out this year, and we don't even know if it's coming out next year. But Capcom, with this announcement for Street Fighter 6, basically said, hey, the future is now. Pay attention to our game. You can change your life if you play fighting games and if you win our tournament, and that's going to get a lot of eyes, a lot of serious competitors. I'm definitely going to be playing the game seriously. I mean, I already was actually, so this doesn't really change anything for me, but in any case, it is super exciting. Let me know in the comments what you think. I don't really think there's much more I can say than this, that it is really big. It is a huge deal that this much money is going into the Capcom Pro Tour for next year, and a crazy announcement from Capcom that I was not expecting at all. And yeah, that's going to be it for the video. Let me know in the comments. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.